Hello all, my name is Deepak Kumar. In this video, we will be learning about software development methodologies. In simpler terms, whenever you develop a software or complete a project, you pass through different cycles of the project, which is called as SDLC or Software Development Life Cycle. Depending on your project size or your requirements, you might take different approaches to complete this software development. The approaches taken by you to complete this software development is called as software development methodology. Let us start with the contents which we will be going through in this session. Before that, I would request you to watch this video till end, since the most important method we will be discussing in the end. So we will be discussing starting with the definition, type of software methodologies which are available, and out of this we will take top 4 and study in detail. We will be discussing about pros and cons of these methods, and finally we will be discussing which method might be best for your project. Let us start with the project definition. Project is the first term which will be coming across whenever you start a development. So it is a temporary endeavor with a start and end date. The result is a software product or a service. What is software development methodology? It is a set of activities and processes that will result in a software product or a service. Finally, it rolls around tools, techniques, and rules. Let us start with the first method, which is waterfall method. As the name indicates, waterfall, you can see that all types are here in a ladder form. So all processes are in a ladder form, and it's like a free flow of water. You will see that when one of the process is completed, second will start. So like this, it will come. So that's why it is called as waterfall method. So this processes in a linear sequential flow. It has a phase-wise development. This means that when any one of the phase will complete, then only the next phase will start. It is one of the very old methods. Pros and cons of waterfall method. It is very simple, as you can see. Very easy to track resources, time and cost. It gives stable tasks. It is very much convenient for developers and testers. What are the cons? Lacks flexibility. It has a rigid framework, resistance to changes, and increased risks. So we can see that this is a very simple method, generally useful for very larger projects, but it is very rigid. Changes are not easy in this project. Let us come to the next one, which is agile development. As the name indicates, it indicates incremental development and delivery. You can see that, let us start with the picture. First requirements are gathered, design is done, development is done, testing is completed, and it is deployed. So short phases cycles are completed, and this iteration continues for the complete project. So we can see that it has an incremental delivery, team collaboration is good, it is continual planning since you are developing very small and submitting, and there is a continual learning process. It overall breaks the product into very smaller incremental builds. These builds are provided in iterations. So in a way, we can say that small development, testing and deployment keeps the project going on. Let us discuss the pros and cons of agile development. Software releases are in iterations, so this is a good thing. It improves efficiency to find and fix defects. It realizes software benefits earlier with incremental improvements. So you are developing very small parts and testing it and deploying it. So risk is less. It is giving better results, and it is improving the efficiencies. Frequent changes are possible, so you can incorporate the changes while you are developing. It is good for smaller projects. Quick testing is possible. Now let us come to the cons of it. It relies on real-time communication, lacks documentation. So you can understand when the time is very less and every day you are developing, testing and deploying, most of the time you are in the discussion mode and documentation goes for a backseat. It can be inefficient for larger projects. So you can understand when projects are very large, you can't deploy small things. You have to have big chunks of development, testing, and then deployment. So this type of development is inefficient for larger projects. It can be exhaustive for developers. So you can understand that every day they are developing, the testing is going on, deployment is going on, again next day development starts. So they don't have time. There can be a timeline delays because new things might come on, you are deploying in phases. Teams may face difficulties, especially those who have worked in waterfall method. So a hybrid approach might be better for them. Our third method is spiral development. So in this, you can see that the development goes into spiral way. So iterative development and keeps on going. So there are different phases, like you determine the objectives, identify and resolve the risks, develop and test, and then plan next iteration. So the continuous stages can be there, and you can be like in 2-3 phases of continuous development. Let us discuss the pros and cons of spiral method. Changing requirements can be accommodated. So this type of method can be good where a lot of requirement changes are coming up. So you can accommodate and develop into the next iteration. It allows extensive use of prototypes. Requirements can be captured more accurately since you have time for it. Users see the system early. It has better risk management. Now coming to the cons of site. Management is more complex. Since you are in continuous development, you are working in a spiral mode, different phases are working at different times. So complexity will increase. End of project may not be known earlier. So this is a very important thing because you are in iteration development and you are working in a constant spiral development, your project delays may happen. It is expensive for smaller projects, not suitable for small or low risk projects. Process is complex. Spiral may go on indefinitely, especially for in-house organizations. If the development starts and you are in constant interaction with the customer directly, new changes may keep on coming. And then it requires excessive documentation. Our last discussion method is prototyping. In this prototyping, as the name suggests, you develop prototypes or dummy screens which displays the functionality or screens of the product, but may not hold exact logic of the software. So this is a very common practice nowadays also, and for customer also it is very easy. What happens whenever there is a requirement, sometimes there might be understanding gap with the customer. So in this type of prototyping method, you just develop a prototype screen, display it to a customer, and he can immediately approve or suggest changes on this. So you can see over the diagram also, there's a requirement gathering phase, quick decision is there. You build a prototype, you get it evaluated. If it is not correct or requires some changes, you again go and make the changes. So this cycle continues. After that, customer evaluation of prototype is completed, acceptance is taken by the customer, then design and other phases are there and you deploy the project. So one of the good way which is now being entertained, it has different phases. So requirement identification, develop prototype, review prototype, and then complete the development. Let us discuss the pros and cons of prototype method. In this, there is an increased user involvement in the product. It displays the picture before project completion. So very much helpful for customer since he can see the prototype screens, he can understand what is being developed rather than when the project is completed and then you see the result. So in this way, it is very much user and customer friendly. It reduces time and cost as the defects can be detected much earlier. You get a quick user feedback leading to better solutions. Missing functionality can be easily identified. So in this way, a lot of benefits you can see out of this prototype method. Now coming to the cons, risk of insufficient requirement analysis, too much dependency on prototype. So in this, what happens when you know that your customer is there and you can show him the picture, so you don't go into lot of requirement analysis and gathering. This can be a negative thing. Users may get confused in the prototypes and actual systems, may increase the scope and system functionality or complexity. Also, there is a tendency in developers to reuse the existing prototypes. This can be dangerous or sometimes not technically feasible. It can result into increased efforts if it is not monitored properly. We have now discussed different types of methods used for software development. For your particular project requirement, it can depend on the project size or the individual requirements. So we have already studied pros and cons of each type of method. You can take a decision based on your current requirement and project size. With this, we come to end of this session. I hope you like the session. I request you to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.